Hey, this is Gabe from Radio Arts, Buffalo, New York, and I'm here with Susan Schuman, the pianist from the Buffalo Philharmonics. So, first thing I want to ask, what's your name and your title for viewers?
Hi, my name is Susan Schuman, and I'm a musician in the Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra.
And when did you start taking interest in piano or music in general?
Well, my mother tells me that when I was 3 years old, I was listening to the radio and I started to try to play what I heard on the piano. And she felt both of my parents were music teachers, and my mother felt that she didn't want me to learn how to just play music by ear. And so she started having me take piano lessons. So I was around 3 years old when I started.
Do you have any other job or do you do this full time?
I actually have four jobs, but they're all music related. So I play in the Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra. I play the piano, I play the organ, the celeste, and the harpsichord. I am the assistant conductor and the accompanist for the Buffalo Philharmonic Chorus. I work as an accompanist at Buffalo State College, and I accompany students there. And I am the music director and organist at Knox Presbyterian Church.
Did you go to a music related college or school to learn how to play, or did you start teaching yourself?
Well, I started lessons when I was around 4 years old or so. I took from the same piano teacher from that point until I graduated from high school, Marcella Sternisha. I grew up in Silver Creek, and she was in Fredonia, and every Wednesday at 4 o'clock, I'd go to Fredonia and have my piano lesson for an hour. And that went on all the way through elementary school, middle school, high school, until I graduated. When I graduated, I went to Harvard for a summer and did a summer internship there. And I accompanied a chorus there and played for a conducting class. Then I went to Ithaca College and did part of my performance degree at Ithaca. And then I finished my degree at University of Buffalo. And I have a bachelor's degree in piano performance. And I don't actually do much piano playing by ear because I spend most of my career reading music, and there's a lot of people who do. There's half and half. There's those that play by ear, which are usually jazz musicians, but who usually also have some formal training. And there's more classically trained musicians who do go to school for it, and you actually have to be able to read music. My brother-in-law, Tom Schuman, is the keyboardist with Spyro Gyra, which is a jazz fusion group. And he does 99% of his playing by ear and reading chord changes. And I'm the exact opposite. I do 99% of my playing by reading what's on the page and learning the music that way.
Do you ever get bored of playing?
I don't actually get bored playing. I get tired playing. Some days when you're sitting at the piano, piano players have a bench that has no back on it. So you sit there for 6, 7, 8 hours in a day, and it can be physically taxing. But I don't ever get bored with the music itself because I play so much new music every week. I'm learning new music and playing for different people, and I meet new people every day. As an accompanist, the nice thing is you get to collaborate with other musicians. So one day I might be playing for a singer, and the next day I'm playing for a trumpet player. And the next day I'm playing at church with the church choir, and the next day I'm playing in the Philharmonic Orchestra and playing with those musicians. So every day brings a different type or a different genre of music and a different group of people that I work with.
Is there anything you want to say to people who are wanting or just starting to play instruments?
Well, I think it's very important to take lessons and to be able to read music, not just to pick it up by ear. It opens a whole new level of playing and of reading music and music appreciation if you can read what's on the page and you know what people are playing as they're playing it, as opposed to just the appreciation part of hearing it. When you actually know it and you can read it, I think that's very important. There are a lot of people that I know as adults who say, "Oh, I took piano lessons when I was a little girl, but I didn't really like it, so I quit." And boy, do I wish I still could play the piano. I think it's very important for everybody, whether it's taking piano lessons or clarinet or playing guitar. I think it's a wonderful discipline to have to help you with all aspects of learning with school. It's a very disciplined art, and it gives you a lot of music appreciation by actually taking lessons.
Do you have any musicians in your family?
I come from a long line of musicians, starting as far as I am aware with my grandfather, my father's father, who was a stride jazz piano player. My father and my mother were both music teachers, public music teachers. My mother was the kindergarten through sixth grade music teacher in my school district, and my dad had seventh grade through 12th grade. So I had one of my two parents from the time I was in kindergarten all the way through high school. I am married to a musician. My husband is a singer. He's a tenor who sings classically. My husband's brother is, as I mentioned before, Tom Schuman with Spyro Gyra, and their father was a jazz bass player, Wally Schuman. And we have actually passed that on to our children. My older son played tenor saxophone. He's not doing that anymore, but he's also a good singer. And my younger son is going to be going to college next year. He's a trumpet player. So I have a lot of musicians in my family, and we have passed that torch along throughout our whole family.
You mentioned that your parents were in the meet when the You mentioned that your parents were musicians and music teachers, and they were in your school all the way through high school. How was that like? Were they embarrassing?
I never found it embarrassing. I'm sure some people do find it embarrassing, but it was actually nice. My parents would drive me to school, so I didn't have to take the bus. And the same thing after school. I got a ride home from them. It was nice if I ever had a problem in school that I could run down to their classroom and talk to them about it. And they weren't real invasive in my life, but it was nice, especially because I was musical. My mother had, in the elementary school, there was a third and fourth grade chorus and a fifth and sixth grade chorus. And I started playing for those choruses when I was in second grade. So I would go to chorus twice a day for both of those choruses. When I got to high school, I played for the junior chorus with my dad conducting, and then I played for the senior chorus. So I ended up playing for all of the variety shows at the school and all of the people who went to NISMA solo competition and everything that was around in the area. I ended up playing the piano. And for me, I always equate playing the piano for me just like eating and breathing, and it was a part of my life from the time I was so young that I never really thought about it. And I don't think about playing piano as something extra that I do in my life. It just is a part of my life. And just like sometimes, I don't know if you do, sometimes I get tired of eating because it's always the same action repetitively over and over again. Sometimes I feel the same thing with the mechanics of playing the piano. You're playing the same keyboard. I'm looking at that same 88 keys every day. But the music is always different that you're playing, and that's a very enjoyable thing. So no, I never have gotten bored with music, but it's been a part of my life for now, I'll give you over 40 years, and I've always enjoyed it.
Thank you for coming. It was really nice having you here. This is Gabe from Radio Arts, Buffalo, New York. Thank you for listening.